On the news, President Buhari to present 2022 budget to National Assembly on Thursday. INEC says no going back on Anambra governorship election despite security threats. And reports finds over 200,000 children victims of France's Catholic Church sex abuse. We're glad to have you join us on News Now. I am Folashade Ogurinde. President Muhammadu Buhari will on Thursday present the 2022 Appropriations Bill before a joint session of the National Assembly. Deputy President of the Senate, Ovie Omoagege, who presided over Tuesday's plenary, disclosed this after reading a letter from the President. Our correspondent, Onyi Adekule, has the details.
One of the biggest achievements for the President Muhammadu Buhari-led administration in 2019 was the return of the January to December budget cycle. To continue in that line, it's that time of the year again when the President is expected to lay the budget estimates for 2022 before a joint session of the National Assembly. An initial sum of 13.98 trillion naira budgeted for the 2022 fiscal year has been jacked up by 2.47 trillion naira. In a letter to the Senate, Buhari explains that the needed adjustments were important to reflect the new fiscal terms in the Petroleum Industry Act.
The PIA establishes a progressive fiscal framework aimed at encouraging investment in the Nigerian petroleum industry. This significantly alters the oil and gas fiscal terms and has necessitated changes in the 2022 to 2024 medium-term fiscal framework. Arising from this, therefore, the changes to 2022 projections in the fiscal framework as follows. The federal government of Nigeria aggregate expenditure, including GOEs and project-style loans, is projected to increase by 2.4 trillion naira from 13.98 trillion naira to 16.45 trillion naira. B, the increase in expenditure is due to 100 billion naira additional provisions to INEC to cater for the 2023 general elections. Dealing with the MTEF, the chairman and members of the Committee on Finance will have to report back to us latest tomorrow to enable us use it as a predicate for the budget presentation on Thursday.
During plenary, the Senate also confirmed the President's nominees for appointment as Secretary and Board members of the Economic and Financial Crimes Commission, EFCC.
Experiences of the nominees and their suitability for the positions, the Senate, we wish to recommend that the Senate do confirm the nomination of the underlisted persons. 1. George Abang Ekpongu, Secretary to the Commission. 2. Lukman Mohammed, Board Member. 3. Anumba Adeze, Board Member. 4. Alhaji Kola Rahim Adeshino, Board Member. And finally, Alhaji Ahaya Muhammad, also as Board Member.
The Deputy Senate President congratulated the newly confirmed appointees.
On behalf of the Senate President and our colleagues, we extend our very warm congratulations to all of the members as they commence their new assignments.
Plenary was presided over by Deputy Senate President Ovie Omoagege in the absence of his principal, Senator Ahmed Lawan, who is expected to return before Thursday to jointly receive President Buhari. Onyi Adekule, TV360 Nigeria.
It's about a month to the Anambra governorship election slated for 6th November, but the spate of violent attacks in the state has created fears over the possibility of conducting the election. Amid the uncertainty over the election, the Independent National Electoral Commission (INEC) has said despite the security challenges, the election will go on as planned. At an emergency meeting with the Interagency Consultative Committee on Election Security in Abuja, INEC Chairman Mahmoud Yakubu assured that the poll will not be postponed.
It is in the light of these recent and seemingly escalating threats that the Commission has convened this emergency meeting. We will continue to work with the security agencies and in consultation with respected opinion leaders in Anambra State and the National Peace Committee to ensure that these hit-and-run attacks do not derail the electoral process. We wish to assure the people of Anambra State that the Commission is determined to proceed with the election as scheduled. To underscore this determination, the Commission is implementing 2 more activities on the timetable for the election in the next few days. The register of voters will be presented to political parties in Oka on Thursday, 7th October 2021. On the same day, the Commission will publish the final list of candidates for the election.
The Office of the National Security Advisor is working assiduously with relevant security and intelligence agencies toward arresting the foregoing ugly trend and other associated security challenges in the Southeast zone and beyond. This determination of the presidency is already being translated into action by the recent joint military operation codenamed Golden Dawn in the Southeast, as well as other security operations across the country.
Former presidential spokesperson Doyin Okupe has formally declared his intention to contest the 2023 presidential election on the platform of the People's Democratic Party, PDP. In a statement issued by his media office on Tuesday, Okupe said he has the knowledge, requisite national political experience, and intellectual capacity and wisdom to address insecurity, poverty, and other challenges plaguing Nigeria today. The former presidential spokesperson added that his goal is to run a government which will make the life, well-being, and safety of lives and properties, especially of the poor and needy, a major priority. As Nigeria joins the global community to mark the 2021 World Teachers' Day, the Lagos State government has charged all teachers in the state to shun all illegal activities capable of sabotaging government's efforts to develop education sector. A representative of the state government, Titilayo Sholarin, gave this charge at an event organized by the Alimosho branch of the Nigerian Union of Teachers on Tuesday. Also speaking at the event, chairman of the Alimosho National Union of Road Transport Workers, Idris Balogun, called on the federal government to prioritize the welfare of teachers nationwide.
The issue of illegal collection, illegal admission, let us stay away from such. Lagos State is a good state. It's a state that you are free to express yourself. You have enabling environment to develop yourself. I always tell people this. In Lagos State, you can come in as a first degree holder or an NC, and before you leave the service, you might have had your PhD. That is Lagos State for you. Let us continue to be fathers and mothers to our children, the students that are under us. Let us shun sexual harassment, particularly with our students. I beg of you.
I am using this opportunity to appeal to government, Parasata, and all the stakeholders in the society to come together and give support to the Nigeria Union of Teachers. Their well-being and welfare should be improved so that the upcoming generation will have assurance of a better knowledge. Also, the government should be upgrading the teacher remunerations.
Still on the Teachers' Day celebration, the United Nations has hailed teachers across the world, describing them as the driving force behind global education recovery from COVID-19. Joining us now on the news to look at some of the issues affecting Nigerian teachers is Fumi Ilori, an education consultant and founder of High Read Mobile Library. Thank you so much for joining us. Now, first of all, how much of a game changer is the COVID-19 pandemic for teachers in Nigeria?
Thank you. I need to get that question again, please.
Now, Mrs. Fumi Ilori, once again, thank you so much for joining us. Now, I asked how much of a game changer is the COVID-19 pandemic for teachers in Nigeria?
Well, the COVID-19 pandemic brought a lot of game change into the educational sector. First of all, we were not used to it. We did not even know that it was possible for us to learn even in the lockdown. But the pandemic brought about a lot of innovation. Teachers had to learn. They had to learn how to create videos. Teachers learned how to create podcasts. Teachers learned how to use WhatsApp to reach out to numerous numbers of children. And that was really a change gain for the education system, because before now we had thought that we could only learn within the four walls of a classroom using the board and chalk. But the pandemic opened up more opportunities for people in the education sector.
Now, very quickly, what would you say are some of the biggest challenges confronting teachers in the country, and how can these issues be addressed?
One of the major challenges for teachers is the fact that there is no inspiration to even join the industry. The industry has the lowest level of payment. You know, you go to other sectors and you can afford to buy a home for yourself, you can afford to transport yourself, but when you get into the education system, it just feels blank, it feels bleak. A lot of people are there because of the passion or because they don't have an alternative. So that the bar needs to be raised for that system. Educators are the people making changes for the children, and so we mustn't cut short on the allowances that they get. Another challenge is whether we call it mentorship or continuous engagement for knowledge for teachers. You know, when teachers have left the NC program or the Bachelor in Education program, it just feels like that is all. A few of us would return to get a master's degree or get a PhD, but knowledge is power. It has to be continuous learning. But if teachers are not empowered to be able to pay for that continuous education, then they would continue to give out stale knowledge.
Well, indeed, Mrs. Ilori, education consultant and founder of High Read Mobile Library. Fumi Ilori, thank you so much for your contributions. Well, we'll take a break here, but still to come, Super Eagles camp bubbles as more players arrive ahead of the Central African Republic Games. Details of this story and more right after this break.
Opinions are free, facts are sacred, but truth is universal.
How, in practical terms, can we, for instance, de-escalate the tension?
President must see himself as the President of the Federal Republic.
We know where the enemy is. 3 places. The Lake Chad Basin, the border area between Nigeria and Cameroon, and then the Sambisa Forest.
On TV360, we give you a complete dose of everything. Opinion, facts, and undiluted truth.
I hardly believe what politicians are saying in this part of the world.
A new Nigeria is possible, a future is possible.
We delve into the issues, dissect it so that you can understand it, use it to take action.
I don't think there's any need for any governor to look for grant for ranching.
TV360, dissecting the issues.
Welcome back. Now let's take a recap of some of our top stories. President Muhammadu Buhari is set to present the 2022 budget before a joint session of the National Assembly on Thursday. In a revised medium-term expenditure framework, MTEF, and fiscal strategy paper, FSP, sent to the National Assembly and read by Deputy Senate President Ovie Omoagege on Tuesday, Buhari raised the 2022 appropriation bill by 2.47 trillion naira, bringing the total for the fiscal year to 16.45 trillion naira to reflect the new fiscal terms in the Petroleum Industry Act. Well, we also told you that the Independent National Electoral Commission (INEC) has said the November 6th governorship election in Anambra State will go on as planned. INEC Chairman Mahmood Yakubu, at an emergency meeting with the Inter-Agency Consultative Committee on the Election Security in Abuja, assured that the poll will not be postponed despite fears raised over insecurity in the southeast region. Well, in case you missed any of our news bulletin, or for more updates, do log on to our website on www.tv360nigeria.com. You can also follow us on our social media platforms on Twitter, Instagram, YouTube, and Google Plus at TV360 Nigeria. On Facebook, we are TV360 Online. The federal government says there is no need to panic over the UK government's decision to exempt Nigeria from its list of countries whose vaccine certificates will be accepted. According to the Executive Director, National Primary Healthcare Development Agency, Faisal Shuaib, the UK government is yet to comprehensively review Nigeria's vaccination certification program. Shuaib further disclosed that plans are underway to involve the private sector in the administration of COVID-19 vaccines across the country.
Nigeria's status has not changed. Nigeria is not among the red-listed countries that need to mandatorily quarantine for 14 days in a supervised UK facility. The statement released by the UK government is consistent with the press statement released last week that Nigerians will continue to isolate upon arrival to the United Kingdom. This is similar to our requirement that travelers from the UK should isolate for 7 days when they arrive in Nigeria. As we decentralize, private health facilities who meet the set criteria will be allocated COVID-19 vaccines after due training of their immunization service providers. Of course, vaccinations in private and public corporations will continue with the help of government health workers. Subsequently, clients will be able to access COVID-19 vaccines at both government and private health facilities across the country.
Well, up next is business news and stock market review right after this break. Welcome back. Well, up next is business news and stock market review with Mary Kanu. Over to you, Mary.
Well, thank you, Folashade. Now in business, the Minister of State for Petroleum Resources, Timothy Silva, says owing to litigations, many international oil companies are considering the idea of leaving their onshore operations in Nigeria. Silva, who made a statement on Tuesday in Abuja at the 2021 National Oil and Gas Workshop for Honorable Justices and Judges, said due to incessant court cases that reverberate across the industry, the growth of the industry was being impeded. While describing litigation as one of the major factors retarding the onshore operations of the country, the minister added that the Petroleum Industry Act came at the time that the industry faces challenges arising not only from the domestic environment but from the wider international environment. And from self-driving cars to robo-advisors, the use of artificial intelligence in completing basic tasks have become more popular. In Nigeria, a group of artificial intelligence to improve clean energy production. At its third edition workshop on AI and clean energy, some members of the group called for more inclusion of AI in clean energy gap, especially in Nigerian institutions.
The fourth industrial revolution is all about artificial intelligence, where machines and gadgets will be able to behave like human beings. And so this also forms the purpose for what we're doing. It is also important for people to be mentored, because we have noticed across time that followership is also of essence. And we cannot continue to talk about leadership without also mentoring people. It is now part of our idea to see how followers are mentored, because every leader started as a follower.
If you look at it today, people are moving away from human-to-human interface. So that means you need something that can take that place of humans. And what is that something? Artificial intelligence. In the oil and gas sector, we rely on imported technology. But now you are talking about the so-called clean energy, all this and all that. So we need to go back and take ownership of these technologies.
Well, we'll take a break here and return with a review of the stock market. Don't go away. Well, the bull is making bold its dominance with bullish sentiment, spilling over from previous days trading to record resounding stock gains. Now, this recovery from intraday low has propelled the benchmark performance index as the all-share index maintains progress in the 40,000 level as it rose higher today at 1.18%, and the market cap inched up by over 247 billion naira. Now, the last time the market came this close was in February this year, and we may likely be heading to the 22 trillion naira mark. We'll just watch closely and see what happens. Now, with over 32 gainers, FBN Holdings and Farmadeco topped the gainers chart with over 1 naira gains. Now, while alongside 18 other gainers, UPL and Regalins topped the losers chart. Now, at the close of trading, over 432 million units of shares were traded in 4,377 deals. Now, moving on to the global scene, that is the FTSE, the Dow Jones and the Nikkei. We see that the UK and US stocks are currently trading in the greens at 1.00% and 1.38%. Meanwhile, with global sell-off in technology shares and the threat of persistently high US inflation, it is a different story for Asian stock Nikkei, as it's currently trading in the reds at 2.19%. Well, that's all on Stock Market Review. Back to Folashade now for the rest of the news.
Thank you so much, Mary, for that update. On the foreign scene, a new report has found that some 216,000 children have been sexually abused by members of the French Catholic clergy since 1950. The independent inquiry was launched following several abuse claims against Catholic church officials worldwide, and investigators spent more than 2.5 years combing through court, police and church records and speaking to victims and witnesses. The report, which is nearly 2,500 pages long, said the vast majority of victims were boys, mostly aged between 10 and 13. It also found that the number of children abused in France could rise to 330,000 when taking into account abuses committed by lay members of the church, such as teachers at Catholic schools. Well, up next is Entertainment Reporter News Now.
Nigerian R&B singer Banky W recently revealed that he had finalized works on his forthcoming album, The Bank Statement. He revealed the title of his album to pastor and certified relationship coach Kingsley Okonkwo on his official YouTube channel. Banky W also explained the concepts behind the album, which has a song for every month of the year. The 40-year-old also spoke about the evolution of his former record label Empire Mates Entertainment from a record label to a media agency. Banky W has not released a studio album since its 2013 classic R&B debut. Nigerian singer Olawale Ibrahim, better known as Brimo, has alleged that music icon Innocent Idibia, known as Tubaba, accused him of sleeping with his wife Annie Idibia. In a series of tweets shared via his Twitter page, Brimo narrated his audio and narrated how he met Two-Face Idibia at an event and how they had an awkward moment and how he was lured to an hotel and attacked by some tout. Brimo further stated that he later found out that Two-Face Idibia was the brain behind the attack, adding that he confronted Idibia about the incident, to which he denied. The music star also revealed that Two-Face keeps taunting him since the incident and appealed to him to desist from communicating with him or anyone close to him. Two-Face Idibia is, however, yet to react to the accusations leveled against him by Brimo. And that is all that we have for you in the entertainment segment of News Now.
Away from entertainment and now to sports, the Super Eagles of Nigeria are in high spirits ahead of this weekend 2022 World Cup qualifiers game against the Central African Republic CAR. FC Nantes of France winger Simon Moses is the latest player to arrive the Super Eagles camp, raising the number of players on ground to 22, with the goalkeeper Maduka Okoye yet to join his colleagues for training at the Lagos camp. The Super Eagles will tackle the Central African Republic at the Teslim Balogun Stadium on Thursday and then move to Cameroon for the second meeting. And it's a wrap on our news bulletin. Thank you for watching. I am Fola Shade Ogurinde. Bye for now.